question, Jordan, and I was victorious.
Oh, I drank some vanilla milk before I came here.
I'll have you know, if we reach day 80, you turn into a balloon, which has made more players cry!
Oh, you're eating them?
I must admit, your chocolate is delicious.
The best! Which has made more players cry? Which has made more players cry? A question for the ages. There are so many games that have made players cry. But what will these players decide upon? We will find out in a minute right now! All right, Barry, we begin with you.
Duck hunt.
Oh, the many times that that dog laughs at you.
Precisely.
You did not even need to explain. I am
You explained it
familiar
for
with
me.
that pain.
Yes, the pain is intense.
Susie.
I believe Warcraft.
Oh.
Definitely so many lives lost to that game. And look, even in the picture, he is crying.
Much like StarCraft in nature, you find yourself losing many an army man.
I do believe I have you both beat with Cabela's Big Game Hunter. What is sadder than shooting a poor, helpless deer as
You
is
are
displayed?
playing man in the game of Bambi, more or less.
Yeah.
Poor Bambi. What will you do? You are supposed to be king of the forest.
But yet, he is no match for a.
He's
For a
going to
rifle.
befriend Thumper, and it's going to be relatively good for him, but
No father
And
there.
Flower, oh goodness. This is quite a. We have 2 games of hunting and then 1 of war. But war is not a game. Oh dear.
Yes.
And not only is it the game that makes you cry, but it is the lack of life that
Killing
you have. You
cute
get so involved in the
animals.
game.
Killing cute animals.
This is so very
That's a tearjerker.
difficult.
It's,
So terribly so, but I think war is the greater thing that will make you cry. I'm doing it more
I'm
from
so
a
with
general
you.
standpoint than just Warcraft the game, but oh, my many chocolate men that I have lost. Oh,
Michael, they're there. They're there. I will be there.
there was caramel everywhere.
We know. We were there.
Nougat spilling down. Oh, the truffle bombs. Oh, the truffle bombs.
It's terrible. Michael, please.
The candy cane spears impaled in
Michael,
my
please
man.
pull
And
yourself
remember
together.
who came that day and saved
It
you.
is Warcraft. It is Warcraft. It was not
Good.
Vanilla Town.
was Vanilla
They
Town.
did not come. We called just like
They
the
got
dwarves
lost.
called when Smaug was raining down in the elves.
They
We're
got
like,
lost
no.
in the Brownie Mountains. It was not our intent.
Please lower your blood pressures, please. I'm worried for your health.
I feel the gout coming on.
Please.
The balloon.
Go
We must move.
quickly
We
so
must move on.
We will not have to worry about you getting the gout.
Okay.
You must
All right,
continue.
please be judge. I have become a fluttery in the head.
If you would please.
Okay.
Ask us a question.
Which is a better guide to life?
My word.
All right, Jordan, I think we're ready.
Ladies first.
All right, well, I believe that Heavy Rain is quite the guide to life.
Oh, God.
It's a game where you're constantly fighting off horrible, terrible things in life while trying to get back your only child. Jason, it's a true story of life.
Compelling. Barry.
Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? I certainly don't know. And what is a better guide to life than not knowing the answers?
There are many unanswered questions in life that you must seek the answers to. Okay, Michael.
Mass effect. There is a lot of decision that need to be made in this game. Many a decision, and there is outcome that sways who will live, who will die. These are decided by your choices. And, you see, in life, many choices are affected.
Very similar to Heavy Rain.
But Heavy Rain is effectively a game of life. Of real life. Of life that you might experience in your hometown.
Who's to say that we will not be on starships in some sort of warlike climate with aliens?
Well, I mean,
Who is to say? I ask you.
Michael, please.
the
Do not sway the
I am
vote.
sorry, I do not mean to be combative.
The citizens of Chocolate Town may be planning on building out their program,
We will
traveling
colonize
into
the
space.
moon.
Will you?
Chocolate moon.
I thought the moon was cheese, though.
It's a sort of fondue situation. There can be cheese and chocolate.
They can coexist.
Who's to say they can't?
Perhaps the dark side of the moon is chocolate.
Ooh,
We've never seen
dark
it.
chocolate.
But is it about life?
I do believe that Heavy Rain is the best guide to life.
Such and such nonsense.
Susie is taking many a card right now.
Well, then I shall give you guys a break and ask you guys a question.
Thank you.
Please do.
All right, so the next question is, which goes better with champagne and caviar?
Very classy.
Ah, champagne, my favorite.
I believe I go very well with champagne and caviar.
I believe that
Saucy,
chocolate
oh.
does.
That's debatable.
No, not really.
What would be a fancy game that you would play while having some champagne and caviar? All right. Well, Michael, would you please indulge?
Well, my goodness, champagne and caviar, res. What a beautiful, trippy little game as you get a slight buzz from your champagne.
It is quite the experience in a game.
Yes?
Barry, if you would please.
I decided to go with Nintendogs. For what is better than champagne and caviar than a dog by your side? Isn't that right, Steve Bushiba Inu? Bark, bark, bark.
I worry about your choices.
I thought
Barry.
his name was Dexter's Labradory.
He goes by many names.
Does he?
Yes.
Jordan, would you please?
Well, I chose to go with Epic Mickey because art accents champagne and caviar very well. I mean, what could go together more than sipping on some champagne, watching fine art just be displayed and created in real time on your screen, and then having some caviar to go along with it?
Well, you're definitely playing to the judges with that. I'm going to go with Rez. I believe it's more about the experience than it is about the game with
I
this
thought I was playing to the judges.
You might have been
Very
playing to the
good.
judges in one regard, but all video games are art in my eyes, and maybe even Susie's.
Wise words.
All right. Let's see. Which is more hardcore? Yes. Hardcore. Such as a chocolate with a walnut in the middle. Hardcore.
You are appealing to me with that statement. We might become brothers by the end of this yet.
We may. Probably not.
It's unlikely.
Most likely not. All right. Jordan, would you like to go first?
I guess I can. I chose to go with BioShock because BioShock is very hardcore. There's blood, there's ectoplasm oozing all over the place, there's drilling into people's skulls, and
Vile
it's
stuff.
it's quite hardcore.
Too true. Susie?
Well, I definitely believe it's Lunar Lander, only because it is probably the oldest card on this table right now, which makes it more hardcore because only the more hardcore gamers would have actually played its
Well,
lore.
I mean, in this, the current year of 16, I mean, there's not much difference between these 2 years to my eyes.
We were in 30.
Right. Also that.
This is the beginning.
That wonderful,
And this is the end.
fluctuating, planular
Hardcore.
brain that we exist
Starting
in.
a movement.
But what about
game.
worms?
What about worms?
They've been around from the dawn of time, speaking more just a general worm sense, but now imagine them in a video game form, and they themselves are at war.
But worms have a squishy core. It's not hard at all.
It's very soft.
But they themselves
very
have
soft.
armed themselves to the teeth with all sorts of explosives and gunnery.
I've heard of their high-pitched squeals. I do not think they're very hardcore.
I'm going to go with BioShock.
I agree.
BioShock is quite hardcore.
Very well
Very
decided.
hardcore. Hardcore.
Hardcore parkour.
Bardcore.
Would you like to pick a card?
Yes. Which is more highbrow?
Ooh.
Which is more highbrow? I am interested to see your explanations. All right, we will start with Barry. Which is more highbrow?
Guitar Hero. For you see, what is more highbrow than music and the movement of color and light, and what is more highbrow than a high note?
Little literal, but I am willing to hear you out on that. I do.
Hearing is very crucial. to
It
guitar
is
Hero.
indeed, it is indeed. I do enjoy listening to a music and having that synesthesia play through me like a Kandinsky work. Anyway, yes,
Absolutely.
Susie.
I believe Flower is more highbrow. As an art game that would make you think, I would think that this would be the obvious choice.
And Jordan.
I went with Miss Pac-Man, because you see, Pac-Man is very rough and grungy and gets down and dirty.
The
However,
grungiest.
yes, Miss Pac-Man, however, she has lipstick, she has blush.
Such
very
huge
high
aesthetic
class.
differences.
Yeah,
The maze looks completely different.
Very classy lady indeed.
therefore very, very highbrow.
That's a tough decision, Michael. But you should go with Guitar Hero.
I
No,
do
I
feel
do
that
believe that-
the finger which initially touched the card was correct. It is flower.
Thank you very
It
much.
is more highbrow in nature.
Sorry,
I
I'm sorry.
apologize.
Guitar Hero. So highbrow.
I do enjoy my music and mazes and
Pac-Man.
being run for town from ghosts, but
It looks like we're running low on cards. I believe this is the very last
I
turn.
don't want this to
Wow, I would.
end.
Jordan, if you would please read us that last card.
I will do so. Which is more elegant? I believe that sort of goes hand in hand with the previous round.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Okay. Quite true.
Oh, my word.
Such contemplation.
Well, let's go with this one.
Okay. Shall we begin with Count Chocula?
I don't appreciate the mocking title, but I shall respond to it all the same. Pokemon.
Elaborate.
There are so many Pokemon that exist in the world. We now have reached an X and Y. We might reach so many more in turn. And there are so many Pokemon that allow you to be fashionable. If you've noticed in Pokemon X and Y, you can have your hair done, you can have the Pokemon's hair done even. There is a great amount of style that exists in that game, so you yourself, the trainer, can hold an elegant air and can fashion your team appropriately to your elegant natures.
But isn't, going back to the original Pokemon, isn't Gary your rival, the one who is concerned with being more elegant, whereas you cared more about your Pokemon, and therefore you triumphed? You
I would
triumphed
say
over
no. I
Gary.
would say there is an elegance also, if you want to extend past the superficial atmosphere, there is an elegance in design. There is a progression. There is a wonderful sense of, oh, look at all this beneath the surface. I thought this was just a thing perhaps for children, but nay, the amount of EV training and stats that can be leveled appropriately to maximize your Pokemon's potential, it's a thing of beauty.
Very well, your argument has been noted. We'll move along to Barry.
Truly,
right.
you are some sort of wordsmith.
That is me,
I give you that.
the wordsmith of Chocolate Town.
What, I ask you, is more elegant than Metagame?
Oh! We are only playing it right now.
Right now, that is what we're
Wow.
doing right there. Well, what could be more elegant than that?
It's like when I point my camera at my TV and it just goes whoosh.
Forever. It's just infinity. And what is more elegant than infinity?
Well,
Do
I
make
know
it.
what is more elegant.
What is that?
Burnout. What more than a dance for fate, a dance amongst death and cars?
Now, I do have a soft spot for cars. I do like them very much. In
You
fact,
don't have a soft spot for Pokemon?
What is a car?
Well, okay. I have to
I'm
imagine.
getting rifled in my underbellies.
I have to imagine it's somewhat similar to a horse and buggy, which I own many of. So
Yes,
it
yes. Horse and
transports you
buggies are wonderful creatures.
from place to place.
Horses and bugs are both great.
Yes, very great. So, comes down to the final decision. Which is more elegant? I do believe we can rule out burnout.
Good.
Despite
Very
my
good.
love for cars and
I am
horses and
so
buggies.
sorry, Susie. My condolences on your defeat in that regard.
So it's between
Whatever.
metagame and Pokemon. And metagame, don't get me wrong, the infinite loop is quite elegant. Infinity, it's very elegant.
When you
So-
say
I
don't
agree.
get me
And-
wrong,
and-
it
and
seems
that
like you
means
are
that-
leaning one way.
Then
No,
Metagame is then the winner. Oh, look at that.
But I do believe that Pokemon has some very elegant creatures all the same. So, with that said, I will be going
I am waiting with bated breath.
with metagame.
You son of a bitch!
Yes.
You damned man! I want you to turn into a balloon right now!
No.
I wish
I-
this were day 80.
I believe that since the round has ended, it is about time that I actually get on my way traveling around the world so that I do not get the gout.
Oh, I wish that you turn into that balloon, that goutage.
Well, I believe that we have a winner here today, and Well, not to toot my own horn, but I have 6 question cards.
You do. That surely trumps my 3.
But if we combined forces, we could tie.
And with me, we would win.
We would.
But unfortunately, that is against the rules, and that makes our game. I would like to thank you both so much for being here with
Congratulations,
us.
Susie.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Michael Jordan. This has been a wonderful pleasure.
I know you both have traveled so far, and thank you so much for coming on our show today.
Thank you so much for having us. I feel like we have made at least a small bit of progress in the vanilla and chocolate town.
Perhaps someday we can combine our flavors into something far greater.
And I hope you do not get the gout.
I must run
You
in
very
order to
must
prevent that.
make good on your delivery of your 80 days travel. I wish you farewell, sir.
Thank you.
Fare thee well.
Thank you.
Godspeed.
Even you, Count Chocula.
All right, again, not my name.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys all again next time. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
So, Corey, what do you do for a living?
Kill people
Really?
for a living,
I used to do
What?
that.
and then I use my watch to find time.
Like, was that part of the job, or did you just do that because you liked it?
It's like my thing. I get off to it.